Hey, what's your name?
Steven.
Steven. Okay.
How long have you been coaching basketball for?
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is year 8. 2 years at Northfield Community School. 4 years I was an assistant with Mr. Evans. You guys probably know who's an English teacher here. 3 years, as Taylor knows, with Mrs. Rapetti, and now back with the boys. Yes. What's your name?
Jim.
Jim. Okay.
Why did you choose boys basketball this year?
That's a good question because they both became available. There wasn't a lot of choice though. What happened was the boys' job became available first, and I was asked if I was going to submit my name as one of the potential candidates, and after I had done that and was told I was interviewing specifically for the boys' job, the girls' job became available, and I started to talk in my interview about, well, I really hope this works out, but if it doesn't, I really want to be considered for it, and was redirected to right now we're just in a boys' interview, and it never even got to a point where I had an option of being one or the other. So, but I wanted to come back to the boys' side in a lot of ways. I loved working with the girls' team. We had a lot of fun, but having played here for the boys' team and coached before with the boys' team, I just there's an element of competitiveness that I wanted to get back to, and I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see.
What's the difference between coaching boys and girls basketball?
That's a good question, and people, my family, and some of the people on the boys and girls team ask me, and I don't know that I have a great answer for that. I do think the boys, they seem to get after each other in practice, and as soon as it's over, they're friends again. The girls, it was more fun in a lot of ways. It was a lot more social, and I think I laughed a lot more and got to know the girls, maybe personally even a little bit better than sometimes the boys. But I love when they get after each other and try to knock each other down and do whatever they need to do to win whatever the game is, the drill is, the scrimmage segment. And I didn't see that as much on the girls' side, although, like I said, I'm not putting them down. I may have had more fun in some aspects with the girls too.
So who else is on your coaching staff?
Well, old Mr. Feld over there is one of the assistants. And a guy named Dick Connor, he doesn't work in the school building, but he is one of the coaches with girls softball. He's the brother-in-law of Mrs. Rapetti, and so he sort of helped out on a voluntary basis with girls basketball from time to time. He's a guy who lives in Linwood. He played basketball at St. Augustine when he was in high school years ago. So he's a local guy that I grew up knowing, that I feel comfortable with, that knows the game. Then of course Mr. Feld is known for a while, and I know he's great. So BB.
Speaking of the coaching
Wait, hold on. What happened with soccer? Can I ask you a question? How is it possible you guys didn't make the playoffs this year?
Your bones.
Come on. You're better. What's your question?
Speaking of the coaching staff, would you consider letting go of Coach Feld?
He's on thin ice. Let's put it that way. Yeah. No, why would you guys walk around the halls of this building? Who is more loved in this building than Mr. Feld? Great rapport with the guys. Knows what he's doing as far as basketball goes. Essentially, all but runs the camps that are in Margate, the at the top camps, and has been doing that for a while. Not just there working with the guys, but actually running them. So there's nobody that would be better to have in that position. On a side note, I wish somehow that the two of us could convince Mr. Evans to come back full time. That would be just tremendous, but doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime real soon. But of course I would. I really wouldn't want to do it. You play basketball because it should be fun, right? Or any sport, whatever you're into, football or soccer or tennis. And same with coaching. I mean, in the big picture of things, if it's not fun, I'm going to get out. And part of the fun is having people you like working with. So I don't want to just grab somebody that may happen to be, a whiz on the basketball court and not have a good relationship with that person. It wouldn't work out. Taylor?
With the coaching experience that you have, do you think the Versus will be successful?
I do think the season will be successful. I don't think, quite honestly, it's going to have much to do with the coaching experience that I have. I think it's because we have guys like Teddy Mazzio and Darius Jerkins and Kenny Randall and some of these guys back, and guys that they went from 2 wins to 8 wins, so they're starting to get the idea of winning a little bit, and they're starting to, they're hungry to get wins. And there's a lot of games on the schedule that are winnable games. There's certainly, a handful of games that are extremely tough. We'll go in as the big underdog, but if you look at the majority of games, there's no reason we shouldn't expect to go in and have a really good shot right down to the wire. And I think those guys are capable. If we can just give them some of the basics that they need and then stay out of the way a little bit, they should be fine. Yes.
What do you think are the team's problems in past season?
I can't really answer that well because, as Taylor can tell you, coaching the girls, they practice at the same time almost always, the boys and the girls. We play the same days. Like if, for example, if we were playing Holy Spirit, which we open up this Friday, the boys would be one place, the girls would be the other. So the amount of games I saw in the last 3 years since I've been on the girls' side, the amount of boys' games has probably been 3. And even that's been parts of games. And the amounts of practices I've been in has been 0. So, it would be a poor call on my part to pass judgment on why that is. I know the coaching staff, they knew their stuff. They were working hard with the guys. Some years you just have a down cycle. You don't have what you need, the tools, the pieces in place to be competitive with a lot of teams in the league. Or you have some good parts, but other teams are just better certain years. It's like, you give a great example of, I know some of you guys can say with football sweatshirts, why going back 5 years ago was that team, DiCaprio and Davis and Dillon and Weatherby and those guys, why could they just stomp on everybody? And a couple years later, it's a struggle to make the playoffs, if at all. It's just some years things happen. I don't know. So, Coach Coffey, how are you?
Hey, Coach.
No, this is actually Mr. Felds. We're doing
Boom.
little Q&A.
Nice. Is Jay Shooter? Could I take him with me?
Mr. Feld,
Could I have him for another 10 minutes? Do you need him right now?
No.
Nah, you can go because you can watch it on video. You can watch it on
Are you
video.
sure?
I'm positive. You can catch up.
I assure you anything.
I laughed at you, Tracy.
Probably not even video worthy, but
Okay.
yeah, no.
We'll do that.
Yeah, there's a college here. Oh my God.
Yeah, go. Yeah, Suter. Go.
Joe,
Go through. We'll keep going here.
formerly known as Western Maryland, home of fantastic
Still filming this?
quarterback.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Stop.
Should I?
Yeah, stop.